Welcome in, everybody. Let me know if you can hear me and or see me. I can. Oh, welcome. Let me know where you guys are watching from. I'm curious about time zones, because they've been messing me up lately. Also, I'm ridiculously exhausted. Like, my brain is on another planet. Steven. Brofist. Jeez, we got the whole planet going on right now. Philly, Zambia, India, Guyana, Nambia. That's crazy. How many people are watching? 148. Holy shit. Not bad today. Not bad. We are trading German 40. It is a European indice in Germany. It is basically the equivalent to the US 30 in America. It used to be called the German 30, but then they added 10 more companies. Now it's the German 40. The strategy is simple. Hop on your chart, whether you're on TradingView or TradeLocker or MT5, whatever. Look at the timestamp on the bottom. Now, I have it set up at UTC +2 or GMT +2. They both mean the same thing. You see how it says 2155 there? And then the next candle over is 130. That means there's like a time skip, right? Markets are closed. This is the overnight, like, they have to shut off the computers and turn them back on so that they function properly. So all I do, take my box from whatever the lowest candle is to whatever the highest candle is. I do that. Very complicated, I know. And then with TradeLocker specifically, if you're using TradingView, you're going to have to look at your chart and enter in your things manually, which I'm also doing because I have MetaTrader on this. So I'm trading two different platforms at the same time. You're just not going to see any of this. Yeah, TradeLocker. Hover over with your cursor, the crosshairs, and you see that little plus icon that pops up on the right-hand side right next to the prices. You click on that, biznatch, and then you click pending. And then it's going to create a pending order, and you'll see your order panel right here. I'm trading a 0.1. And on the top of the range, I'm looking for a breakout to the top. So my stop loss, most of the time I do it halfway in between the range, but there's a lot of price going on here. So today I'm going to do a little bit lower. Plus the gap is down there, and price usually likes to close the gap, but I see that it closed the gap here immediately. So I'm comfortable with this. And then you click your take profit, and you drag that thing in the right direction. See how it defaulted to a sell position? Probably because the last position that I opened was a sell. Just click it and it'll convert it to a buy. So now if you hit your stop loss, it's -65 for me. And if the take profit, I haven't adjusted yet, but let's look. We see a nice chunk of price consolidation there. 583. I think I'd rather do the bottom of that range right there. So 167. We're going for something bigger today because I know that the trade's not going to play out instantly. It's going to play out throughout the day. So after the live stream is over, I will post the results on the Telegram group. Because yesterday, I'll explain what happened yesterday, but oh my God, the longest trading day ever. It was just like, no, I don't want to hit take profit. I don't want to. It's like my 6-year-old. So yeah, that's my long position. And then you just click the buy stop, confirm, and that's already set up. Now we're looking for the short position if it breaks to the downside. So hover over the bottom range, click plus, click pending, stop loss. Yeah, I'll do the same size for each. Basically like 3/4 of the range. Take profit down here somewhere. This is going to be a sell position, so you have to switch that to sell. And yo, actually right under that looks good because you see this here. This candle right here. That whole body has open. Price likes to be balanced, right? So whatever goes up must come down and it must mirror, right? If it's like this, there's like emptiness. It needs the balance. The buy and the sell orders need to be balanced. So there's existing sell orders that live here. So what I'm going to do is play it safe and smack that thing right there at like the bodies of these two candles, because every one of these like blips down, right? So this section, that was an area of interest for people. So like price was going up without hesitation and then and then it kept going up. So this is an area where price could potentially go to and stop at. So that's where I'm at. What does that look like? Zoom out. Okay. Yeah. So we're looking at like basically a 1 to 3 for today. I'm looking for something a little bit heftier. Click confirm and I'm good. These are my 2 orders. You can see the prices on the right. If they execute, and let's say price breaks out, one of the trades executes. If something happens during the trade, I might manually adjust things. Move the stop loss a little bit like I did yesterday. I will explain that in a second. I'll go over yesterday's trades in just a minute. Mithun, the only pair that I saw that this worked on, and I have not tested all of them by no means, maybe I tested like 4, was GBP USD. Robert, this is Trade Locker. Ooh, okay. Let's see. We're still okay. Not too many people. I'm going to answer just a few questions. Please don't post any more questions. I want to talk about yesterday's trading session, and then we'll get into like a Q&A type of thing, because I don't want to get lost in the chat and forget about what I'm showing you guys. Okay, this is German 40. Somebody asked what pair is this? Yes, the black pillar, you are correct. It does open in an hour, but I've made a slight modification. I'm thinking the range between overnight, whatever, till 8 a.m. my time might be a better option for my breakout strategy. We're still testing before we come up with a concrete, do not change this strategy ever. It works flawlessly. You're profitable nonstop year over year. I'm still trying to fine tune this thing. And it's difficult because this strategy is like the simplest thing that I've ever created. So there are some nuances, and I'm trying to filter out the negative aspects or the nuances, or make the nuances less occurrent, less recurring. And yeah, so this is going to take a lot of testing. Like I explained in I did a previous video where I back tested this. Adjusting the stop loss to see if you can have a fixed stop loss for each one, or if the overnight range is too large, does that affect your risk to reward ratio? Which pairs, which hour to start, which hour to do the range from. There's like I think there was like 27 different aspects of this that I can fine tune. And so we're still in the heavy testing, but I've had fantastic results with this since July. So that's where we're at. Like I said, Mithun, GBP, USD. Yeah, John, some people call it a fair value gap. Some people call it a price imbalance. Whatever you want to call it. There's something that needs to happen there in order for price to feel comfortable and balanced. Cool. Trend super. Not going to look at anything else for the time being. I want to talk about yesterday's trades so that you can see what goes on in my head during this process. You've probably watched a live before. This is your first time here. Welcome. But this is what I want to do. All right, I'm going to close the order panel because I'm not making any orders. So this was yesterday's range. Broke out to the sell side, got into a position. We had heavy momentum, but then this like long wick happened and then a bullish candle. And I was like, ooh, I don't like that. So I moved my stop loss to break even. And then price came up and tapped it right here on this candle. And I made like $1.44. Ridiculous. But then it rejected here. And Horace, this section is for you. If you take your Fibonacci tool, because this was the strong momentum move that broke the previous structure, right? So this is the previous lowest point, and this move you can clearly see from top to bottom broke the structure. So you take your fib tool from the very top wick to the very bottom wick of the move. Sorry, that. Right? And so price retraced to the 618, rejected, and continued down. That creates a trend line. You see how I drew a blue trend line? This is the sexy setup. I love it when I see this because it just like, I know you're not supposed to draw imaginary lines on charts and expect, dude, these trend lines and fib retracements work so often. It is freaking ridiculous. So like, I don't want to hear it from anybody that like, price isn't just going to respect your imaginary line on the chart. It's done it for freaking decades. So bite me. On the daily, hourly, weekly, monthly, Trend lines work. Period. End of story. Don't care what anyone else says. You can't convince me otherwise. So, price rejected, continued down. And as it closed and I saw the rejection, I executed another sell order at the bottom, like the middle of this candle where I previously got stopped out with $1.44 in profit. So it went into profit and then it started rejecting up. And I was like, ugh. So what I did was I took my fib tool and I drew it from that move, from the top to the bottom. And then I saw a rejection. Hold on, this is going to look better on the 1 minute chart because that's what I was looking at. I actually posted a video about this yesterday. It was a 2-minute Tuesday video, how to execute orders. But look, from the top of this move to the bottom of the move was the fib, right? And then we got here, broke above the downtrend line that we drew since the previous rejection, right? We already have our trend line drawn, so price is coming up to it. It peaked above and had aggressive rejection back in. So I got into a sell position while I was recording that video in anticipation that it would come back down here. It did not. It broke above, which was basically a break and retest of that downtrend. So once that happens, you immediately draw your new trend line. So imagine this doesn't exist, right? But we can see we had the low, a wick, a wick, a wick. Oh my God. It's making a trend line. And price is respecting it. It's crazy. And so price kept going against me. I had my original stop loss here, but then the video that I've seen on the internet popped into my head, and it was whatever you have your stop loss at, smack yourself in the head and put your entry where your stop loss is. So I was thinking to just leave those two trades, because it was two trades open at that point, as is, and create a new sell order where my stop loss would have been. And then I was like, well, that's stupid. Let's just cancel that one and move my stop loss to where my entry, or where, move my entry. I'm confusing you guys. So was there no drawing tool? Brush. Okay. Right? So my stop loss was here and my entry price was here. So if I took this same distance, right? So my stop loss was there and my entry was there. If I took that same thing and just pretended that this was my entry, my stop loss would have been up there. So I moved my stop loss to where it would be if I were to smack myself and do all the things that are in that YouTube short. And so I did that and canceled the pending order. So these were able to stay comfortably not closed and not stopped. And then we had a break of that uptrend. I was like, sweet. Waited for the retracement back up to give me a new trend line point, which looked like that. And I was like, sweet, we're going to go back down into my price target. Then it broke the uptrend. And this is where I've seen this happen a million times. Call me a conspiracy theorist. Trust me, you've seen this before. If you've been trading for any amount of time and you've done trend lines, trust me, you've seen this before, and it's disgusting. Price broke an uptrend. Price started to create a downtrend. These are micro trends on the 1 minute chart, not looking at the macro higher time frames at all. Price broke the uptrend, or broke up through the downtrend, right? And then came down to retest And people think that when it, why? Brush, you are now my favorite tool. Okay. Price breaks up, comes down, retests, rejects up. We got a couple of those. See, like this, I gotta zoom in for you guys, because this is like fine details that fake people out, right? We had this first breakout, huge rejection wick, and a push up. That was the first break and retest. Came down, doji, right? Wick. People are thinking that's the retest because it captured, or, it's the previous equal lows. So people are thinking it's going to go up. And then price dips down a little bit. And it has this dance above and below this trend line. And all this is just a psychological warfare on people, but it's going to continue going down. And every candle gives you hope that, oh, it's going to go up, oh, it's going to go down. And it's just this seesaw back and forth along this trend line. So I left my original trend line. And I know this looks disgusting. It's in the middle of price. But usually after this happens, and then it eventually leaves that trend line, it does it in an exponential way. You see how it's not holding the trend line anymore, and it's just cascading down? I moved my take profits way higher. So my risk to reward was fucked on this, but I knew that we could at least get equal lows. I did want to go for a round bank number of 24,000, which is where it went to, but I was uncertain and had zero confidence in that actually happening. So see how it stagnated here and then ripped down to 24,000, and since then has been going up. So I don't know if that was just a push to that level, get more people in and have it continue up. I have no idea. But yeah, that's what happened yesterday. There was a lot of nuancing, and that's why I literally did a time-lapse recording of myself watching the price, because it was hugging that trend line the whole time. And so I was like, cool, I'm monitoring this. I don't want any fake outs. That's what happened. That's why this strategy is like, people suggest that I automate it, but there's too many nuances right now. The more I fine tune it, the more I will try to build towards automation. But again, I don't really like automation because most automated trading strategies are, what is it called? Come on, chat, help me out. What's it called when a trade goes against you and you add more positions in hopes that it turns out, and then you move all your stop losses to like, all I have in my head is Breaking Bad, Heisenberg, but it's something else. No, it's not hedging. Revenge trading. Yes, basically. Martingale, there we go. Fucking Heisenberg. Yeah, so most of it's that, and I don't like that. So, yeah. This price, look at this. Broke out, immediately rejected down. Zoom out. $15-minute time frame. All right. Would you look at that? A trend line. Respected, 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 break out, wick down, rejection up. Maybe, just maybe, we could see a continuation this way. But our stop loss is good here. I like that stop loss. And the pending stop is also good, because if it is a fake out and it comes back down and starts trading below this trend line, that entry price is good. So I'm happy with all of this. But. Sometimes I forget to look at things that I know have worked for me in the past. Let me get it back to the 1 minute chart, and we're going to look at yesterday. And there's something that I want you to see that I didn't think about before I made my second trade entry. Okay? I like trend lines. I like rejections of those trend lines. Those rejections of the trend lines are usually Fibonacci retracements. But in a downtrend, you need to focus on these lows. Okay? Because every low is an opportunity for a divergence to occur. So what I'm going to do is put up the standard RSI, and you will see between these two lows, they made lower lows, downtrend. RSI made higher lows, divergence. And the second divergence was within the 70-30 range. That is my secret sauce. So I didn't look at that because I didn't have it on my chart. You obviously just saw that I put it on for the first time, but I saw it on TradingView because that had it up. And then price continued up, breaking the downtrend. So it is what it is. But again, on the top side, I started looking at it after the fact. We have higher highs, right? What's the RSI doing? Anticipation of a broken uptrend. I'm just saying, maybe I'm wrong. Who knows? Trend lines and this shit works, bro. I'm just saying. All right, let's look at this chat. Did that make sense to everybody? Does anybody want a specific topic that I just discussed? Because that was a lot of information. Is there something that you want more clarification on? Because I feel like I did a good job, but I could be just sleep deprived. My daughter woke me up at I went to bed at 10 and she woke me up at 11. And I was on another planet. I'm like looking at her face and she's like looking at me, but it's dark. So all I see is her silhouette. And I'm like, okay, first, where am I? In my house. Okay, I'm probably sleeping. I'm in my bed. What could be in my house that's that small? Oh yeah, my daughter. That was the thought process that had to happen before I realized what the fuck was going on. So I'm a little bit out of it. I also like NAS, but I don't like it during London session. You said with loads of volume, that usually happens during New York. I'm not interested in trading New York. I find it disgusting. So I was breaking it down on the 1 minute because that's where I was watching it. I don't know why I like the 1 minute. It's too noisy. It gives me anxiety, but I kind of like the anxiety. I'm weird. But the whole entry system is on the 5 minute. If you want the trading journal, I'm assuming, I don't know which one you're talking about. There's two of them. One is TTF and one is on my website. So if you're in TTF, the trading floor, go to trdfloor.com and it's in the resources section. Yeah, I will zoom out some. Sorry. I'm going to clean up this chart. Okay. and I'm going to switch it back to the 5-minute. This was yesterday's trading session out of the range, and this is today's. We are currently in a higher time frame breaking the downtrend to the upside, and we'll see what happens. A 5-minute is noisy, but if you, okay, so check this out. This is my life hack, so I don't have to switch time frames. A lot of shit going on, a lot of candles, whatever. Freaking zoom out like that. Imagine that my fib tool's not there and none of the position lines are there, right? You have like, don't focus on the small moves, just focus on that, right? That's what you're looking at. And now we're breaking this hopefully and going to the upside. Break and retest type of situation. Yeah. So that's my life hack. Just zoom out really, really far so that you can't see the details of the candles, and then that's your higher time frame. What do you expect for the US session to be today? I don't know, dude. I just kind of look at the price and I'm like, cool. I've seen this pattern before. This is where I'm going. These are the only things I use. This and this. And there's another thing. I smoke. So yeah, I vape. Sorry. 2 seconds. Be right back. Sorry, guys. I had crazy cotton mouth and I wanted a Red Bull. Ooh. Okay, where did I leave off? Nickel flocky. I agree. The reason I'm doing this is because the older I get and the more I do this, and then like my daughter's growing up and I feel like I'm missing that. I can't commit that many hours to sitting on the charts anymore. It's not a balanced existence. And so I need to have time for my daughter. I need to have time for my wife so that relationship doesn't fall apart. I need to have time to make money and do business. And I need to also have time for myself where I have hobbies. So it's like 5%, 30%, 30%. I needed, like, desperately needed something that was easy. And so I just started looking at patterns and I tried to recognize these patterns. And the longer the patterns occurred for, it was like okay, let's dive into this one. Okay, null and void. Let's dive into the next one. So this is still something I'm building, and hopefully it's something I can use long term. I don't know yet. This year, my main source of income was crypto, and I'm very satisfied. So it gives me a safety net so that I can dick around with this. Did I trade EU? Nope, just German 30. Okay, so right now we're in drawdown. It is what it is. Isn't Jerome Powell speaking today, Shane? I think he is. Hold on. I go to my FX book economic calendar to see if I should be weary at all. Or did he speak yesterday? Can anybody tell me? Was it? Okay, it was yesterday. So yeah, I mean, I don't really know what to expect for the U.S. session. I try not to follow news, current events. It's not like I'm going to sit here and like I'm like this on my phone and I have notifications on everything that happens, and anytime Trump speaks, I got to react. Like, that's exhausting to me. I don't have time for that shit. So I just trade what price is telling me, and that's it. So the main differences between London session and New York session is the fact that London session, it has good volume, but not an absurd amount like there is in New York session. So volatility is a little bit lower. Trades take a little bit more time to play out. Sometimes they're aggressive moves, but in comparison to the New York session, it's like peanuts. I like slow and steady. I'm a chill dude. I swap time frames to look for patterns on different time frames because sometimes I don't see it on the time frame that I'm on, like the 5 minute. Nickel Flocky. Hopefully I'm pronouncing your name wrong. Yes, divergences are legit. I trade GBP USD or Australian dollar US dollar. M. Carmona. Dude, children, like, if your life's going smooth and you think like, oh, this is too easy, have yourself a kid and it's like throwing a steel marble inside of a piston. It will everything up. My opinion. Some people like to have 15 kids. Not me. Not for me. Gabenator, this is German 40. It says DE30. It's different on every single platform. It's either going to be DAX, DE30, GER30, DE40, or GER40. They haven't figured out how to call this thing a thing yet. Manzi, I'm not looking at gold. Dude, I don't want to give you bad advice on gold. Gold cooks people, including myself. Daniel asks, hey, Artie, can you tell me when do you have the live sessions? I'm watching you for the past 5 months and first time catching your live. So I was doing it at 9 a.m. UTC or GMT +2. But today I'm doing it an hour earlier, testing something. So 8 a.m. GMT +2. I think that's going to be my new time that I do this. Just FYI for future reference. Are these signals accurate? What I'm doing is not a signal. Don't copy my trades. I told you that I'm testing this. If you want, and you want to like tag along, and you just want to feel what it's like, get on a demo account and trade a 0.01, the smallest thing you can trade, and taste it. See what it feels like to trade every single day. And also, Chris, when you say things like, I need some good profits today, that means you're desperate for money. That means that if you lose, you will revenge trade yourself into debt and a second mortgage on your house. Stop. Do demo until you can consistently prove that you're profitable. Once that happens, open up a $100 trading account and trade that. If you can trade it consistently with profit every single month for 6 months, then you're ready to put in some heavy equity. If not, and you're like, oh, I'm going to trade today, I'm going to make 10 grand. You are so dead wrong, and you are going to lose all of your money, and then you're going to quit for 6 months until you've saved up enough money to get back in the game. Then you're going to try it again, and you're going to lose it again. And I've seen this time and time again, and it gets people very, very depressed, and they have really stupid thoughts in their head about ending things. Stop. Stop gambling. Stop overtrading. Stop revenge trading. If you have no willpower to not overtrade, then you should not trade. If you're one of those people and you're watching this right now, stop it and go do like e-commerce or reselling stuff on eBay. Stop trading. It's not for you. You have a gambling addiction. I've learned to cope with mine, or like shove it in a jar and close it. Sorry for the rant. JJ, the reason I trade German 40 over Forex pairs is the fact that if you trade, put it this way, if you trade a 0.1 lot size on a Forex pair, the commission is going to be 70 cents. Basically the price of a transaction. But multiple pip, like let's say you get 10 pips on a 0.1. It's, what is it, $10? So 70 cents of $10 is a huge chunk of it. But if you do the same thing and you wait for 10 points on an indice, I know they're not the same, but that's how the price moves, not in ticks or pips, but points. You're going to make $70. So the cost relative to the profit that you make is substantially higher if you do it on Forex pairs, which is why I'm doing it on indices. And that's only if you are using indices that are high contract size, like 100. If you have indices on your broker and the contract size is 1, then it's going to be the same as Forex. JSME 89. A good rule of thumb with your break even is if you get, like, let's say your price target's 1.5 or 1 to 1.5. Once you get to 1 to 1, move it to break even, or a little bit in profit to like cover the fees and shit. Michael Stepien. My broker recommendation is GatesFX. If you go to my website underneath my face and the chat that says tmafx.com, that's my website, you will find a link to Gates. And if you use that link, you will get a 125% deposit bonus if you use MetaTrader, or 100% deposit bonus if you use TradeLocker. Yeah, that's Gengar in my background. I spray painted him on my wall. Sick, right? I have a Ghastly here too, and there's going to be a Haunter at the end once I finish. But I'm still in the process of remodeling because I had to move from my upstairs office into this basement shithole because my daughter is growing and she needed a bedroom, so I had to make her a bedroom. We just finished that yesterday. Manzi, Elvis, good luck, bro. Like, I respect the grind, but I don't like gold, man. H3, I doubled the demo 3 times before I went live. So I have this concept of demo accounts. And I don't know why it's happened. I just have had it happen. I always have a demo account open for like a freaking long time. And I can test new things when I see something interesting. I can do it without any risk just to get the practice in. And it's like VR trading, right? So I'm constantly on demo. Even when I'm on vacation, I got my demo account, no risk. I can still practice my muscle memory and like get better and hone in my skills and try new things without the risk. And it's good to always have a demo account open. And the longer you keep that same demo account, the better, because most people open up a demo account and they're like, oh, I'm doing so good. And then they blow it and then they open up a new one. Try to keep the same one, because then you'll have data long term. It's super cool to look at. Like, I'm talking like 6 months, a year, 5 years of data on the same account. And I know most of you don't have that. Three favorite indicators: RSI, what would be like an absolute necessity? Fibonacci, I know it's a tool, but it's also an indicator, so Fibonacci is on there. And volume profiles. Yep. I'm not a futures trader. Futures is too complicated for my brain. I don't know why it just doesn't click, but like the minis, the micros, I don't like it. Brendan, broker recommendations, Gates. You can find that on my website. That's why I switched from Osprey to Gates, because Osprey closed, and Gates was the best, like, in my opinion, for like execution and like customer service. And I talk to their team. I don't get on new brokers anymore until I talk to their team and like actually find out the details behind it, because there's so many fucking scams out there. Chris, I've been watching you for 1.5 years and just started my demo account. Any advice? I funded 1K in my live account. Don't do your live account, Chris. I know this is the advice that people don't want to hear, but it is the actual advice that they need. Demo trade every single day for 1 year. Nonstop, no matter if you're making profits or not. Do not use real money, and trade every single day for 1 year. That's 52 weeks, 5 days a week. I promise you, something in your brain, some muscle memory will happen, and you will start seeing what works and what doesn't, why, and fine tune. During that year, you will get better and better and better and better. And the fact that you're doing it every single day makes it a habit. And if you can see at the end of that year that you're getting consistent profitable weeks, month over month, you're good. Then put in that $1,000. Okay? But do it for a year. Suffer through your job that you hate or whatever situation you're in. But I promise you, the longer you demo for, the better you will be long term. Because I've seen people demo for a month and they're like, dude, I did so good. I put in money. And then they like do good for 2 months. But then the losing streak happens, and it's the first time they've experienced it, and they lost $100,000. I've seen it too many times. I blew my first demo account for real. Haha. I know, I've been there, lost it, and basically came back from the trenches through practice and practice. It's all it is. It's practice, repetition, and building calluses on your brain so you don't have emotions. I'm not hedging. It's not called hedging. It's called something else. Hold on. Yeah, I don't remember what it's called. There's a phrase for it. I don't really care what it's called, but it's not hedging. Hedging is when you place let's say you're deep into let's say I'm an investor and I feel like Apple stock is going to go down. So I bet big and I short Apple stock. Then the price starts going against me aggressively. So at the same time, while I'm holding a short, I put in a buy order because I still believe in my sell side potential, but I'm taking advantage and reducing my overall risk or leverage by taking the opposite trade. So it's basically buying a retracement in a downtrend. And so you're capitalizing on the push up, closing that, and then still holding your sell. That's hedging. So where you're having both buy and sell at the same time. This is not that. Chris, 1 trade, 2 trades maximum is completely fine. Rudolph, thank you. I appreciate it. Take the time, learn the things, go through all the coursework. It's super beneficial. Take notes and download the PDFs that come with each section. Take notes on that. Have a journal and treat it like you would school. Okay? It's going to be super beneficial to you. And then as you're trading, you can have your own playbook that you've customized next to you with all of your notes and pictures of how trades look when they're perfect and trying to find those repetitions in current price. Okay, let's zoom into the price, see what it's doing. Okay. It seems like that's going to hit stop loss. Hopefully we have a heavy breakout to the downside, because as you guys saw, this is the whole basis of this strategy. If I click on this trade, you will see my stop loss is minus $65 and my take profit is 167. So if I win, it's 167. If I lose, it's 65. Now, let's look at my pending stop. My pending stop is $64 and 141. So let's say that my first trade hit stop loss. So I've confirmed minus $65. And then the sell executes because it was a fake out and there's momentum to the sell side. And then the sell executes and I hit take profit. So I made 141, but I also lost 65. Do some math and you got 80 bucks-ish. Let me give you the exact number. Hold on. Hey, Google. 141 minus 65. 76 bucks. Overall profitable day. And that's why I like this strategy. Because I posted this on my Telegram group. This is how a bad trading day should look, where one win covers the other loss plus a little extra. And I posted this picture because we had one loss because of the fake out, but then to the sell side, it worked out. So overall, you were profitable for the day. And that's the concept behind this strategy. Sometimes it's shitty and you lose both. And you do that for 5 days in a row. And that's 10 losses in a row. And you're like, I'm wrong. Everything sucks. The world is on fire. I need to completely reformulate everything. And that's why I test long term, because I've had 10 losses in a row on this and it sucked. And then I had 15 wins in a row. So it's like you have to have the long-term data in order to have actual results as a day trader long-term. What's your overall for the year P&L? Dude, that was an aggressive fake out. Hopefully this hits stop and doesn't just like bounce, but aggressively moves to the downside. That's what I'd like to see. Because in 6 minutes, something about to happen. What you can also do if you start seeing price come back up, and this is, again, another nuance. Okay, so we hit stop, right? Now imagine price does something like this. And you're like, shit, I got my stop loss hit. It went in my direction. Everything sucks. I've been testing this. I did it yesterday where I got stopped out, but then a continuation happened, so I got in again. So what I want to do now, and I will do this, and I will leave this trade up. I will add another pending order here. Same size. Same risk. Same take profit. Was it 167? Yeah, let's just do 150. Just in case, came down, hit my stop, and actually wanted to go that way. Because the second time it does it, it's usually harder, faster. Do you guys like this kind of live stream, or like, do you think it sucks? I tried to like set it up so that it's visually appealing, so where like I'm up here and then the charts are there and then the chat is below me, but there's also a link to a website because I reference it a lot. Let me know if this works for you guys, or if you have any suggestions to make it better. I'll be back in a second. Cool. Everyone likes the live stream. That's good. So yeah, now it's just like a sit and wait. 9 o'clock's about to happen. So this is like technically market open, right? So that's why you're seeing a lot of momentum, price volume, that little candle's twitching a lot. Let's zoom it in. See, and like when you're thinking about price targets and you see momentum in a specific direction or a rejection off a specific level and you're wondering why, it's always best to zoom out and look left and or look right at these numbers right here. Because like yesterday, right? Yesterday price came down and then we just stopped and long rejection wick and a hike back up. So instead of looking left, sometimes you look right and you see, oh, exactly 24,000. Look at that. The bottom bodies of those candles is exactly 24,000. Yeah. So we had a break of the uptrend or break up of the downtrend, and now we're trading below it, getting some volume. Looking left, we have that. Maybe it might reject off the bottom, sweep liquidity. I don't know. Price does what it does. I'm trying to capitalize my trading on whatever price does, regardless of which way it goes, without having a specific bias. You can also look at the previous day's high, open, low, and close. That helps a lot. Also, if you guys are wondering, the first 5-minute candle of any session is the most important candle. It's where the most volume and volatility happens. I need to clean this office. I've been so spread thin with everything. I don't have time. I need like an extra 6 hours a day. That would be ideal. Kangwa, if you can't find it on MetaTrader, look for a different symbol. Like I said, it's either DE30, DE40, DAX, GER30, or GER40. It's going to be an indice. LGAC, thanks, bro. Yeah, Luna, I was going to make a video on this, dude. Trading's super lonely. Like you're sitting in a room by yourself. There's nobody in your family or friends understand it, and they all think it's, like the worst thing in the world. And so there's no people cheering you on from the sidelines. And it's a lonely thing, and you have to find the motivation in yourself to do it. And it's difficult. I get it. So yeah, doing it with people is nice, but I genuinely don't trade like this. I will be taking my daughter to school, driving home. It's 8 a.m. I'll open up Trade Locker. I'll enter my 2 positions. I'll close that, and I will do other things all day until I go pick my daughter up, and then it's dad time. And then I put my daughter to bed, and then it's husband time. XNipFX says, I love the fact that you are rich and humble. Please, can you mentor me in person? I am not rich. I try to stay humble. And no, I won't mentor. I give all of the information in my brain on my YouTube channel and in the trading floor. It's all there. You don't need me to mentor you, and I don't have time for that. I make decent money, a couple thousand a month. I don't know. I don't know the exact number. It fluctuates so much. But like, I don't know. I don't like the Lambo lifestyle with the penthouse villa in, Dubai, with like the expensive everything. Dude, this sweater, I don't know, $20, some random shop in the mall. But I spend things on like Pokemon cards, bikes, shoes. I like Yeezys because they're the most comfortable, but they're expensive. So like, I have a Rolex, but I won it in a competition. So does that really count? No. I don't know. I'd rather spend time at a pool outside, like listening to the wind and leaves and hearing the ocean. Like, that's where I want to spend my money. I don't want to spend my money on, dude, I swear to God. So like, I live in Poland. The roads here are absolute donkey shit. If I had a Ferrari and I drove it around, the suspension would be trashed and my spine would be like crumbled because it's a stiff ride. It's a sports car. Sports cars are designed for racetracks. Polish roads are like the Baja 1000 or the Dakar, whatever. And there's shit on the roads, right? Somebody's driving, flicks up a rock, and chips your paint on your brand new Ferrari. That's like I don't know, $25,000 fix. No thanks. So I will show you what kind of car I have, because I just got it recently. And it is literally designed for something else, but it suits Polish roads perfectly. I have way too many photos. Yeah, I got a Ford F-150 Raptor because the roads are shit. And it's designed for the Baja 1000. So as I'm driving, speed bumps, holes, curbs, whatever, it's just like, it's just floaty and suspension-y, and I like it. Plus, it's a truck, so like the more dirt and dings it has on it, the more satisfying it looks. Like it's used, you know? Dude, Marcin, that's freaking awesome, man. Good for you. I'm proud of you. That was your work. We just give you the tools, you do the work, and I'm very proud of you. No, yeah, Yeezys are the best shoes, hands down. They just okay. Yeezys are the best shoes, hands down. But if it's raining and you get on one of those moving walkways that they're like ramps, not stairs, they're slippery as shit. I almost broke my teeth on one. Yeah, it's a monster truck. I don't know any Zaniewskis. I always do 1 to 500 leverage. If they don't offer it, 1 to 100 is fine. Fibonacci, I ended up in Poland because my parents are originally from here. And I came out here on like a 3-week trip and I saw a Polish woman and I fell in love. End of story. I am from America. Kangwa, Lando, it's basically a breakout strategy of the overnight range. We call it the Gengar strategy. I don't want to tell you what city I live in Poland because I don't want people finding me. I like my privacy. I don't even like when people like come up to me when I'm shopping and be like, "Oh my God, are you Artie?" Yep. I'm busy. Fuck off. My main income source is crypto trading. Dude, seriously, the women. Whoa. I'm chilling. Like I'm with my parents. I'm in my late 20s and we're at one of their friends' house and we're just like having a backyard barbecue. I'm like, sweet, the climate's good, and then this bombshell, tall, blonde, long tan legs, short jean shorts, walks in, and I'm like, please don't be my cousin. And it was the granddaughter of my parents' friends, and I was like, sweet, sign me up. I don't recommend the orb strategy, Rise. Give bacon. If you're still here, let me know and check this out. Gengar Mimikyu from Tag Teams. All the vintage Gengars. This is just my Gengar Ghastly Haunter binder. This is my favorite one. It's the Sabrina's Gengar. It's a non-holo, but it's the most legit card. So yeah, as you can see, like tops, whatever. Like I got the gold holo foil stickers from fucking 90s. That thing, if you know what that is, that's a Legendary Collections reverse holo. So yeah, this thing's gonna be full soon. Ibrar can, this is German 40, also known as DAX and German 30 or DE 30. I speak Polish, Robert, yes. Not the best, but I can get by. How can I get funded? It's hard to get capital in Nigeria because of the economy. So here's the thing. And this is the highest benefit of a demo account for long term. If you use MetaTrader on a demo account, which is free, and you trade it for an extended period of time, and you're looking for capital because you don't have your own, there are websites where you can submit your investor password to potential investors looking to invest in day traders, and they would have access to see, it's a view only version of your demo account. And let's say you've been doing it for 6 years and you can show consistent 11% profit per month or something, whatever it is. That investor is more willing to put in money into your skill set because you have long-term consistent results and he has access to view all the trades. Just saying, that's an option for some people with no money. Rise and Thrive, yes, those were Pokemon cards. My favorite Forex pairs are GBP USD and Australian dollar US dollar. Give Bacon. It's a sick collection. And that's just my Gengars, dude. I got tons of Pokemon cards. Like tons. Aloha Parsons, you should definitely. Europe is absolutely amazing. I do have a bubble Mew. I've tried Chat GPT, trade signals and analysis, but like higher time frame, it's a banger. Lower time frame, it tells you, oh, I would wait for a rejection of this level, but that's not what you're looking for. You're looking to scalp like right at that price. The stop losses are based on structure or the overall range, like 50 to 70% of the range. It's subjective. There's no fixed stop loss for this strategy. Mithun, I don't know. You can just contact their support. They're really, really good at responding quickly. Hey, Martin from Ireland. I choose German 30 or German 40 because it moves during London session and it's an indice. That's it. It's not worth starting with $5. It's good to practice with $5. I have tried CTrader once and it's just, my brokers never offered it. And so I never got into it. So I never really dove into it. Marcin, I did, and I have probably 70 different bots. I have many of them running to get long-term results. They're all on demo accounts, and none of them are good enough for me to officially put money into. Is there a way on TradingView to stop my chart zooming out every time I switch to look? Yeah, open up a new window for each one, and then just, so like, you know how there's on your browser there's tabs, so have a different chart in each window and just like go through the tabs. That's the easiest way. Fibonacci says, my friends think I can predict the future because I'm trading. Yet I'm sitting here watching candles break out from a box with Artie talking about random stuff, Pokemon cards, and Polish women. That's day trading. You know, maybe we can have a little fun during these streams, because trading's fucking boring as shit to me. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. If I could not trade and make money, I would be a happy dude. But unfortunately, I have to, on my home screen of my phone, I'll show you. I have weather and trading view. I look at it a billion times a day. I am always aware of the prices of the assets that I'm interested in trading, what they are at all times. And I love, dude, this you're going to love this shit. So my wife has women friends, right? And they like buying gold, but like they like to get good deals from the jeweler and like the gold retailer. They call them the złotnik. And they're like, oh yeah, no, gold's a great investment. Like I heard, you know, gold price is great right now. Or like that it's gone up for the last year, because they hear it from their złotnik or whoever, the circle of women that they're in. But they have no idea what the actual price of gold is per ounce. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Gold has gone down 16% over the, and this was like back then when gold was like tank. And I was like, yeah, you're wrong. I love that because I have factual information. Jesus, what a name. Alif Zainar. I used Fibonacci earlier for yesterday's trading breakdown. I did that at the beginning of the live stream. So if you just want to rewind, that's cool. Mithun, just don't do that. Start with like, they have like 5K funded accounts. They're super cheap. Just do that. And then use the profits from that to buy a bigger one. That's the best way. That's the lowest risk way to scale up. My recommended starting amount for a personal account is going to be around $5,000. Because then you can trade very, very small 0.01 lot sizes on everything to kind of get the feel of trading real money. You never want to trade what you were trading on your demo account on your real account. You want to start small, and all you want is profitable trades. Don't look at the dollar amount. If you win 16 cents, awesome. If you can win 16 cents every single day for an entire month, awesome. You're a profitable trader. I know it's 16 cents, but don't look at the number. Just look at the winning trades. Yeah, I when I played with C Trader, dude, the interface is way better than MT5 because MT5 looks like it's from Windows 95. It's shit. I agree. Trade Locker is very pleasant for me also because it's the trading view interface with position size tools and like risk management. It's nice. Yeah, Zane, dude, having a full-time job and doing this sucks. Like, you got to do it on your phone, kind of like in the toilet on your side time. And it sucks, I know. But like eventually you'll get there and then you'll have a nice setup with monitors. I know it's just a comfort thing. It's not required at all to be a good day trader. I know so many people that have never traded on a computer in their lives and they only trade on phones. John, the strategy is super simple. The overnight session, we draw a box around that range and we put pending orders on the top and bottom. Sell if it breaks out the bottom, buy if it breaks out the top. We've already had one trade execute and got stopped out, and now we're in another trade. See you later, Give Bacon. Yeah, gold's on a ripper, dude. I will never consider trading futures. Unfortunately, they don't compute in my head. This I'm used to. I've been doing it for a while, and yeah, it is what it is. Hadi, when you're looking for specific setups, you want at least 3 confluences for your specific strategy to execute a trade and consider it a good setup or like an A++ setup. I agree with the less trades per week. That's a great strategy. My only downside to that is you have to sit on the charts for a while to find those A++ strategies. That's why I'm doing this, because it's something I can consistently do every day. Whether I'm right or wrong, I have no biases. It's just a mechanical strategy. The trade locker does not determine your spreads. Your spreads are determined by your broker. So maybe try switching brokers. Noram Alam, yes, I'm already in a trade. We've already had a buy order hit stop loss, and now we're in a sell position. I don't trade New York open, or I try not to anyway. Sometimes I'll have a trade open into New York session, but I don't like it. Yeah, you buy on the top and short from the bottom. The Magusha, the broker I use, is called Gates FX. You can find a link to it at my website. It's below the chat right here, tmafx.com. If you use that link and use Gates, you'll get a 125% deposit bonus on MetaTrader or 100% on Trade Locker. The spread on DE30. We will have to zoom in a lot. You see that? We got 24, 267, and 265. So it's basically 1.5 to 2 point spread. So I'm testing this right now on 2 different times. So I have my MetaTrader up on a separate account, and I have my Trade Locker up on a separate account. This one, that's why I started the live stream early, because I drew my range until 8 a.m. my time, GMT +2, and whatever the breakout of that range was, that's what I did. But I'm also doing it on MetaTrader with a 9 a.m. breakout. I'm seeing which one has better results or more consistent results, less fake breakouts like we just had on this 8 a.m. one. And yeah, so it didn't execute a buy order because the buy stop is living above that wick that trapped us right there. So technically I have a buy order here and the sell order executed here at the same. So with the loss, the setup is currently the same on the other one. And the take profit is the same, but the stop loss is above the range. Here, I'm going to take a screenshot. I'm going to show you. Okay, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this. I love airdrop, by the way. So it's currently like $50 in profit to the sell side, but that's what the position looks like and the pending buy stop. I don't know, can you guys see that? Is it focusing? Focus. I don't know. I'm going to post this on my Telegram group. Telegram. Hopefully that works. Okay, yeah. So now you guys can see it on Telegram. Let me know if that makes sense to you. Vladimir, I will, dude, if you guys have suggestions of websites that do like free live stream music, let me know and I will add the music. Sorry, I know it's super quiet and boring. I'm not a passive music listener. Radasky, it's just a box that I draw. It's just the box tool. It's not an indicator. Marcin says, I was doing some back testing and gold responds nicely from a range breakout between 1 a.m. and 4 a.m. time span Polish time. I'll check it out. Do some testing. Looks like resistance at 24,345 double bottom. Maybe. But it doesn't seem like a legitimate number where price would... Why would price reject from 24,345? It seems like a rejection from 24,000 even, or 24,500, or even 24,250. This might just be weak structure. Sorry, 1 a.m. to 5 a.m. Okay. Thanks for the correction, dude. I appreciate it. I enjoy the silence also. It allows my brain to think without distraction. I'm kind of anti-music because most of my great ideas come from sitting in silence by myself and just thinking. Whereas if there was passive music constantly going, my brain wouldn't be able to put two thoughts together and make like a concise decision. So yeah, I'm a no music type of person. Sammy, I'm glad you think you're the same. It was clipped. This is an indice in Germany that is called the German 30, also known as the German 40, also known as DE30, also known as DE40, and also known primarily as DAX, DAX. Nolawi, thanks. I spray painted this wall myself. I I got a little cutout of Gengar, and then I taped it to a flashlight, but like suspended down, and then from the ceiling, so it would project the image onto a huge piece of paper. It's like painters use it. They like rolled out this paper so they don't get paint on the floor. So I did it on that. I cut that out, and then I taped it on the wall, and then I took purple spray paint because I already have a black wall, and I just dusted the edges so that it gives that purple Gengar glow. I like crafty shit like that. So that was my favorite part about building this new office. I also have a Ghastly right here. It was just a lid from a paint bucket that I put on the wall and then brushed around it. And then I made templates for the eyes. And yeah, I like spray painting. That TMA back there, just doing some graffiti in my office. Parku Martin. I'm doing good. I live in high stress 24 hours a day, but my body's so used to it that it's just normal for me. So I don't feel any adverse effects. It's just my life. I kind of like it. I'm using a mix of all of them. There was a massive drawdown. One of the accounts was blown, and I mean, you're probably aware the AJ trades, they were shit. And so now we're just, working our way back. So one account blown, lots of drawdown, lots of losses, closed all those trades, and I'm in the same boat with you guys. I can't pronounce your name, but I'm not going to give advice on like if you should buy Euro USD or gold or whatever on a specific time frame. You guys want me to analyze your charts, and that's catching a fish for you, not teaching you how to fish. So, plus I'm not on those charts constantly, so I'm not as familiar with it as I am with like German 40 or Ethereum or Bitcoin. So like my advice would be kind of shitty. Just going to put it like that. GBP USD, that one I can take a look at. I'm just going to look at it on the 15-minute time frame. Right now I would buy that shit. And then here. Let me show you. If I had a gun to my head and I had to do it, my position would look like that on the 15-minute. Krisha, thanks. I appreciate you. Krishnathu. Hopefully I pronounced that right. What traders are you inspired by, and what do you recommend to read in order to improve as a trader? I've read all the trading books. I would recommend reading all of the trading books. I really look up to all of the old school traders that like originally started recognizing patterns. Like the whole Wyckoff. That's just a bought Euro USD. I just want your opinion. Let me take a look. Breakout from the high of Friday's price, which is good. We broke out, we retested, and now we're going up. I would keep my stop loss tight. We do have a divergence on the 15-minute time frame. Euro USD 15-minute time frame, creating higher highs, but RSI is creating lower highs. So that's a bit of a gross thing. But what you can do you already recognize the divergence. If it breaks that trend line, then, you know, maybe short is a better option, and or don't extend stop losses too far beyond that. Okay? Hopefully that helped. So this isn't a Forex pair. This is a German indice. This strategy I've been testing also on GBP USD. So you can try that. But I haven't tried it on any other pair. That's good, Horace. That means you're doing it the right way. You're learning. I have heard of Tori Trades. I like her strategy. but I don't like the multiple trend lines within the same, like skipping time frames and riding more and more aggressive trend lines. I think you should stick to one, and that trend line should be nice and not vertical, like not like this. It should be a nice, easy momentum trade. I like trend lines, though. I agree with what she does. I did take a long on German on DAX, but it got stopped out, and now we're in a short. Ira Bona, John Paul, the best advice that I can give you is to trade a demo account for a year every single day, Monday through Friday. Life-changing. I promise you it's going to be life-changing. But only trade 0.01 forever, for the whole year. Because most people like get on and they're like, they lose 3 trades and then they like bang out 15 lots on a thing and it goes down 2 ticks and they made 20 grand and they're like, oh, I'm rich. Be consistent. Do the same thing every single day, 0.01, and look at your results over the year. And you'll be like, fuck, I got this. No, Lawi. PDF of what? My normal take profit and stop loss is either at the opposite end of the range and or halfway between, or something subjective in the middle. Do not trade gold on a small account. Danger, 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 Will Robinson. I'm out of Red Bull. Trade Locker and TradingView are not the same. You will not have the position size tool on TradingView unless your broker allows you to trade on TradingView, but it still won't have this position size tool. So this range, I drew this. See this candle right here? It's 21:55 my time. This next candle is 1:30. That means the new day started here. And so from the top to the bottom, from that time when the new day started till 8 a.m. is my box. And I just use the rectangle tool. Like, it's just a rectangle. And so after 8 a.m., whatever happens, I put a limit order on the top and the bottom. Buy on the top, sell on the bottom. Dude, I've already had 2 coffees today and a Red Bull. I'm dying. I also haven't eaten since Sunday because I'm doing a prolonged fast. So sleep is my friend right now. My body's in autophagy mode where it's just eating itself because I went to Rome for the weekend and I ate like a fucking pig. I had 3 breakfasts, 3 lunches, and 3 dinners and ice cream every day. I go to Rome not to see tourist shit, but to eat. That's it. And get tattoos. I got another tattoo. These sandwiches with Parma ham, mozzarella, and arugula covered in olive oil. I could sleep on a bed of these just so I can have a snack in the middle of the night. And also, I don't know if this camera's like reversed mirror imaged. We'll see. But here's my new tattoo. It says, "Go fast, don't die." So when I'm biking and I'm going fast, I'm like, don't die, don't die. Algo 2.0, anything CHF, I will never touch with a 10-foot pole. I have allergic reaction to anything CHF. I don't like that shit. I got burned when I was a beginner trader, and I just never got onto it. Marcin says, Artie, does anyone from your family into trading? In my family, only my son is asking me of how I'm doing in the market, but I have this on personal interest, waiting for a stream deck. They're interested in making money, but they're not interested in learning. And so I try not to talk about it ever in front of family, friends, nothing. It's my personal thing, and I do it. I just stay in my lane. That's my best advice also, because like people are going to tell you not to. Did this double bottom fucking actually happen? There's still some hope. You see that gap? I think that gap will close. Because, like, yeah, we had a double bottom, right? Double bottom. RSI shows less momentum, right? It's technically a divergence, but there's that gap, and that divergence was not within the 70-30 range. So I still have some hope. It is what it is. Again, I've had 10 back-to-back losses with this strategy, and then I have 15 back-to-back wins. So it is what it is. It's overall profitable. Yeah, the box is in my specific time zone. Basically, I'm GMT +2, and it's when the overnight session, because there's like a reset of the markets where like markets are closed, right? Like I know it's 24/7, but like there's a reset period, and after that reset period is the next day. And there's usually a price gap there. My lives trading schedule is every single Wednesday, either at 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. Today I'm trying 8 a.m. I usually do 9 a.m. Hobson D, trade gold on a $50 account. It's too stressful. I can't trade anything other than gold because of the volatility. Dude, there's other things that are also volatile during peak trading sessions, like London session and New York session. And if you like volatility, go into crypto. But the spreads are ridiculous on that using traditional brokers. So you'd have to use like a spot exchange that also offers leverage trading, but that's also dangerous. What you're doing does not seem like something that would work for a majority of people. If you can handle it, you can handle it, but you're going to lose a shit ton of money if you do it wrong, or all of your $50 account in 5 seconds. Heikin-Ashi is good to stay in a trade once you're in it. Finn Bayer, you can find my broker recommendation on my website underneath the chat on this live stream, tmafx.com. They give you a deposit bonus, which is nice. Greek the Dev says, hi, Artie. It's nice to be on here in the live stream. I wanted to ask if besides day trading itself, would you consider making some content about long-term financial security? Yeah, I will consider it. Setting up a portfolio and investing in the markets is something that you shouldn't expect quick money from, but like long term, it's pretty legit. Like the money just happens. You just have to completely ignore that you have it and have an automatic way to where your investing happens. I'll make a detailed video on it, but for right now, so that you have an answer, take like, I don't know how much you earn per month, but I would take like $500 and have it automatically withdraw from my bank account to my broker account, or do it manually. I don't give a shit. And then buy the top 7 performing stocks like Facebook, Amazon, Nvidia, Tesla, and so on. And just keep buying as many of those every single month. And then in like 40, 50 years, you're going to be a really fucking happy dude. It's a super simple strategy and it's worked for me. Anel Mamile, thank you for becoming an epic supporter. I appreciate you. Two indices for futures for London and New York session. I don't know if you can trade DAX on futures, but if you can, then that, and then NAS 100. Yeah, I trade this daily, DE30, German 40 DAX. Yeah, some of those that I talked about, the top 7, they offer dividends with the ownership of their shares. So dividends is, I wouldn't focus on that primarily unless you have like, I don't know, $1 billion, then just invest it all in Johnson & Johnson and get the dividends, and then you'll be set for life. I stopped GBP USD because I didn't like switching between the charts, and I wanted something more simple for you guys, because these live streams are for you guys, not for me. I'm trying to teach you the consistency of doing every single day on one asset, doing the same strategy every single day, day in and day out, because the repetitions is what's going to give you the consistency and the confidence to continue trading long term. And having the results of that consistency over a long period of time is going to show you what the statistics actually are, not just a month of random day trading. J. Dion, that's a great idea for a video. I will make that this Friday. So turn on notifications and I will post that video this Friday. RSI, divergence, and fibs to confirm. I promise it will be Friday. Cash hole, no. All right, it's 10. We've been doing this for 2 hours. I love you guys, but I have other shit to do. I have to fix the wiring for the fireplace because this is one of those electric ones and it's shit out. And now my house is cold. And I need to finish this office because it's half finished. And I need to clean my daughter's room. And I need to play with my dog. And I have a contractor fixing the seals of my garage doors. There's a lot of shit going on, and I have a meeting soon. You guys have a great day. Thank you so much for joining me. The live stream replay will only be available to people on the trading floor. So if you're not a member, consider signing up. It's trdfloor.com. Super cheap monthly membership. We give you everything that you want. Tools, indicators, resources, thousands of hours of tutorials, and a whole step-by-step roadmap that can get you from not profitable to profitable, proof guaranteed. You can see that in the testimonials. Love you guys. Thank you. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye-o. See ya later.